Freedom fighters, I'm back with another one. Today's topic, we're going to discuss a grid down blackout scenario. I don't know if you heard about it recently, but they've been handing out these sat phones to senators and members of Congress, people throughout the government. I'm sure they've had this for a while, as far as like the president's always had a red line. They have direct lines to other countries and probably to the VP and other high members of the cabinet and stuff like that. But now they're coming out and saying, they're handing it out to senators and stuff like that. I've heard few conspiratorial takes on that, and I figure I'd just give you my opinions on it, and feel free below to write your comments on what you think's going on or what's going to happen. Yeah, so I was watching a Dabu7 stream the other night where he was talking about this, and people were saying that this could be possibly for tracking and stuff like that, that they want to hand it out to members of government so they can track them. But what I actually heard from somebody else's stream, and I can't remember who it was, but this actually made more sense. But he said the phone in your pocket, or the phone that you might even be watching this video on right now, is more of a tracking device than a sat phone is. And I remember back in the day, I had a sat phone, or this device. It was like a medical beacon for like when you go out into the woods or whatnot and you don't have signal. If you get hurt, you can still put out a call for help. Well, I was watching a rescue show one time too, and someone had one of these and he got hurt and he called it in, but it still took them like an hour or two to find the guy because they can't get your exact location. I forget how close it is. It's like a mile radius or something, but it's not like a pinpoint GPS tracker like your phone is. So yeah, I kind of threw out the conspiracy that it's to track these people. But they've been projecting this for so long. This, the grid's going to go down, or we're going to get attacks on the power grid, that, I'm pretty sure they know something's coming. And we all know what an EMP does. Well, I guess maybe if you don't know what an EMP does, I'll fill you in on that real quick. But it's basically a nuke, but rather than hitting the ground, they do it in the air, and it basically fries electronics. And then there's different devices that send pulses out and stuff like that, but those are usually in smaller areas. They don't take out cities. They take out, blocks, couple of streets. And then they happen naturally as well. You have solar flares, stuff like that. But with us in the current situation, with us being on the brink of World War III, I don't think they're worried about solar flares. I don't think they think like, oh no, we could have a random solar flare could show up and, disrupt Congress. Or we can't get a hold of senators anymore. I think they're putting the plans in place because they know this war is about to go to the next stage. It's about to go hot, to the max. So that's pretty much, what I think's going with it. Yeah, I mean, they've been pushing this out. They recently came out with a movie called Grid Down, and it starred Dennis Quaid. They've had a lot of well-known actors and stuff like that. There was a really popular book not too long ago that came out called The Failing Power Grid. Lots of channels on here have done videos about it and have a lot of information, but yeah, definitely get your stuff in order. Definitely, at the very least, have some batteries backed up. Have your flashlights and all that stuff charged. I mean, obviously, an EMP is not going to take care of that. All your stuff will be fried anyway, but still worth having those backups. And then if you're in a situation like this, if you're in the middle of the cities, the New York, LA, Chicago, whatever, and that goes down, you have hours to get out of a situation like this. If you're further out, you're in the suburbs or something, I mean, it could still be hours, but maybe you have a day or two, a couple days. But these places are going to become absolute hellscapes when that power goes out. I mean, it's already a hellscape, but when people come to the realization that it's shut down and it's for good, it's not like a couple hours during a storm. Like, this is going to be weeks, this could be months. It's going to break loose. So yeah, I mean, at the very least, have your battery backups, stuff like that. Solar is always a plus. I mean, if you're in the middle of the city, you're not going to have your solar set up. And I mean, as far as EMPs too, I haven't seen much about that, but solar systems, I mean, it's hard to keep those up and running, and then, an EMP gets hit. It's going to fry your panels or your whatever system you're using to generate that power. But it's better to have it and, I mean, try to get it ready. They sell EMP bags and you can make homemade Faraday cages and stuff like that. Recommend looking into that. But yeah, look forward to hearing your guys' opinions on that too. But you know what I always say? We are on our own out here. No one's coming to save us. Only God can save you. So get right with God. Freedom Fighters out.